What's going on, traders? I gotta make this quick, but before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, in my last video, I pretty much warned that you guys should be really cautious and that we could be near a topping process, especially when we're talking about the ES being at 5,700. I've warned you guys about the ES being around 5,700 that you should really be cautious around that number. Now, when we're looking at the SPY, you guys see here on the daily time frame, we've been trading in this channel for quite some time. I've showed you guys this in multiple videos, and we've been in here for a very long time, and we finally hit the top of this channel. We have to go off historical data and assume that once we get to the top of this channel that we're going to reject, and that's exactly what happened today. Now, it's important to note, I say this multiple times, but I don't think I say it enough. Yesterday, when the market rallies, okay, keep this in mind, keep this in your head, write it down. When the market rallies, okay, for a day, typically what happens the next day is a cool off period. All right, I know this morning things were looking great. We were going to the moon, all that fun stuff. But at some point, the following day, after a rally, you have to be ready for either consolidation or a dip, which is a cool off period. All right, this happens almost all the time, guys, almost all the time. Okay, so keep this in mind. Anytime the market rallies for a day, usually the next day, there is either a dip or consolidation phase to start resetting everybody's indicators and all that stuff and confuse the whole world. Okay, so keep that mental note in your head. Okay, now what are we looking at here? As far as the SPY goes, we go down to the 4-hour time frame. What is a good buying opportunity? Everybody's looking for the dip buy. They're like, when can we get in on the dip buy? And I mentioned this in the Discord. We look at the 4-hour time frame. The supply and demand zone right here. This is a daily supply and demand zone, guys. Daily supply and demand zone. So if I was looking for a dip buy, or if I was looking for a good entry on the SPY, even this trend right here, we could treat it as support. You bounced here, supply and demand zone, you rejected here, and look what happens when you finally broke out. You ended up making new highs. 550, 548. If you really want to like be really safe, 545. All right. Look at all this turbulence in this area. Okay, we need bad news for this to break. Bad news. So again, I will look for an entry point. Me personally, do what you want with this information between 550, 548, lowest 545 on the SPY. Simple as that. Let me mark it out for you guys so there's no confusion right here. We're hoping for some type of bounce in this area right here, and then we head higher. Now, when I say higher, I don't mean like new highs or anything, but at least we'll revisit maybe 560. Another scenario we could be looking at here before we head further down, I don't think we're going to just like immediately continue downwards tomorrow. It is possible we could revisit previous highs one more time around 560, maybe form some type of double top right here. You see the top here, and then maybe form another top here. The neckline will be at around 556. We'll say 555 to be safe, psych level, and then we break further down. All right. So that is on the table. Now, if that does happen, then we might get a bounce around 553, 550 range, somewhere around there, and then head higher. That is on the table. But what do I tell you guys all the time? Anytime the market drops, it just creates more room for upside. Simple as that. But hopefully you guys paid attention in the last video. We were at the top of this trend. I imagine a lot of bulls got trapped up here. They got excited or overly excited. They probably, jumped into all-time highs and they ended up getting trapped. So congratulations if you didn't get trapped, and congratulations if you took profit right before the trap. Okay, so that's what I have for the SPY. Now, it is important to note tomorrow, real quick, tomorrow we have PPI data. I think it's just going to pretty much say the same thing as what we saw for CPI. I don't think it's going to be any much different. And then we have consumer sentiment as well. So something to pay attention to if you want to trade news, or if you try to avoid news or trading news all in general. Just keep that in mind as far as news go. Triple Qs. So yeah, triple Qs looks pretty scary here. All right, pretty scary. We couldn't make it back to the top of this channel. I did give you guys a price target. Okay, I didn't forget. We're gonna go over that in a minute. But triple Qs, buying opportunity between 488, 490. Okay, we're pretty close to that. Me personally, I would like a more safe opportunity around 480. 482 range, 480, 483 range, somewhere around there. It's just not enough up here for me to be convinced or be comfortable buying an entry point. up here. So if I really wanted to look for a good entry point, I would look for one down at this supply and demand zone down here. You got all this turbulence down here. You got a lot of action down here. So I will feel more comfortable getting into entry point as far as the triple Qs at around 480 to 480 range. Okay, that's what I will be looking at, and then we potentially bounce higher and start heading back up here somewhere between 505, 510. That's what I'm looking at as far as the triple Qs. Now, the next question is, could this be a bear trap? I'm not seeing any signs of it, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, bulls are just they're just insane. All right, so it could be. I mean, I'm not seeing it. You guys know I'm usually good at calling traps. I don't see it, but again, PPI comes in tomorrow. I can't imagine it being worse than CPI. I don't know. I could be wrong. Data is weird, but yeah, I if anything, it could be. Bulls are just extremely powerful in this market, that for lack of better wording. All right, so that's what I'm looking at as far as the triple Qs. I mean, there's really not much else to talk about here. We broke below this channel here, guys, which isn't really good. I mean, it got as high as about 505, 506 range. So we got pretty close to our 510 target. Now, the next question is, can we see 510? Because I remember I gave you guys a price target of 510, right? I still think it's going to happen. I really do. I genuinely do. Call me a perma bull, call me what you want, but I genuinely think we're going to see 510 within the next week or two, at least heading into big tech earnings. All right. I still think the market is going to be overall bullish heading into big tech earnings. I did tell you guys in the last video that dips are going to happen along the way. I don't expect us to just continuously go up. At some point, we got to create more room for upside. All right. And we were just getting in a really, really tight range. All right. So that's really what I have for the triple Qs. I still think 510 is going to happen within the next week or two. We'll see what happens. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If we break below 480, I would say, then I'll take that price target off the table, and then we go from there. All right. NQ, yeah, NQ, we could be looking at a bounce here at around 20,400. Um, and maybe like pretty much clear out this area right here because this is a very liquidated area right here. I imagine there's a fair value gap here somewhere too. So if anything, we may head into tomorrow. PPI data comes in good or whatever. We may retest that around 20,800, see a retest right back up here, and then break further down. All right. So that's a possible scenario. Or we do one of these moves. We just revisit 20,100 range and then break down. All right. So between 20,800, if we were to get a bullish scenario tomorrow morning, I would imagine 20,800 retest 20,100, somewhere around that range. So yeah, we could be looking at another huge rally heading into tomorrow, and bears end up getting trapped today. All right. We're right at the bottom of this 4 hour supply and demand zone and this daily supply and demand zone. So yeah, I imagine a bounce could come in heading into tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But that's what I have for the NQ. Now, if we break below 20,300, then there's very, very much room for concern. And we can start heading as low as 20,000, 19,900 range. All right. So be careful. ES. ES, same thing. This is a 4 hour supply and demand zone. Down here is your like major area. All right. So down here around 5580 is where your major area right here. You guys see it here. We rejected here, rejected here. We consolidated above it, and then we finally broke out. And right now we're pretty much at this 4 hour supply and demand zone. So yeah. Either we revisit highs on ES one more time, maybe form a double top scenario, and then break further down, or we just continue further down. All right. So watch for 5600. If well, actually watch for 5630. We break below 5630. Chances are we're heading towards 5600, 5580 range. All right. So keep those targets in mind. Now in this video, I'm not gonna go over stocks yet. I know everybody's like excited to start buying dips and things like that. We're gonna make a video on that Sunday night. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna look at stocks and all that fun stuff. Give you guys some good, excellent entry points. But I will go over the two stocks that we made an absolute bag on. First one is Baba. So Baba, we crushed. I told you guys in multiple videos that this thing is going to go parabolic, and look what happened. Inverse head and shoulders patterns. You got your shoulder here, your head here, your shoulder here. In the Discord, we took profit. Actually, I didn't want to hold anything, and it's pretty funny when we're talking about taking profit on Baba, or like taking profit in general. So first things first, made a nice 3K off of Baba, 400% on that, 30 contracts, very nice play. And then in phase made a nice little 800 on that play as well. It was only I only got 3 contracts on that. So told you guys about these plays. If you want more plays like this, join the Discord. Discord link is in the description below. But Baba, I still think it can go higher. I think it can head as high as $90. But I took profit. Um, it's a good thing I took profit. I didn't take profit because I saw the market was going to drop. I simply took profit because I was about to go. I'm packing for vacation. So really lucky timing there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was not looking at the charts while I was packing. So that's pretty. I pretty much got saved. But Baba continues to go higher. It's a Chinese stock, so it didn't really follow what the market was doing. Makes sense. Um, in face in phase still looks great. I was marking all this stuff out for the Discord. But yeah, inverse head and shoulders pattern. You broke higher. You broke the neckline. I told you guys it breaks above 513. Pack your bags. You're going higher, and that's exactly what happened. Now we're still in this very illiquid area on in phase. I still think in phase can at least see 120, and I imagine if we're going to see that target, it could be tomorrow. Okay, it could be tomorrow we see that target, but we took profit on it. Good thing we did because that dip was crazy, and I honestly wasn't even paying attention. We just got lucky. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Okay, we got lucky, and even so, we still would be in profit right here, even if Enphase dropped to 111. But yeah, really nice plays. Let's go over to Russell real quick. IWM. I'm kind of upset that I didn't get into IWM because I've been saying. I think I even said it in the last video that, or last few videos, that IWM can see 210, and for some reason I didn't even jump into the play. I mean, I showed you guys this inverse head. I showed you guys everything. I showed you guys this inverse head and shoulders. I showed you guys this. This isn't a bull flag, but this channel here. We broke above this channel. I mean, I don't know why I didn't jump in. Once it broke 203, it was pretty much smooth selling from there. I told you guys my first target was 207, 210. Now, I will give you a buying opportunity on this. Will give you a buying if IWM blesses us with a move, and it's right here. If it bounces, if it drops down for whatever reason to 207, between 207 and 206, that is a beautiful buying opportunity in my opinion. Beautiful buying opportunity. So be on the lookout for that. I will be looking at 220 contracts for October. Whatever that date is for October, that's what I was looking at. So keep that in mind. I think IWM can go as high as 230, probably even higher than that. It looks like we're looking at a sector rotation as well. IWM tends to react really good to news as well. When I say really good, I just mean it reacts more to news than any other futures. So just keep that in mind. I really like the Russell. It looks great. The head and shoulders is actually huge right now. So we can be looking at a really big move. So yeah, 207, 206 would be a great entry point. I'm really looking out for that. I really hope that happens. But as far as I'm concerned, this thing can just continue to go higher from here. I mean, 212 is one of my targets. So I will be on the lookout for that to see how it reacts to that, but really hoping it like stops. I really hope it stops and just drops for me so that, at least I can get in. But if it doesn't, then oh well, I just missed that train. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for this video. Be very cautious. I will say that much. Stocks video, entry points, all that fun stuff, I will have ready for you guys on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that video. And that's really all I have. Discord link is in the description below. If you want my plays, website will be released next week. I really appreciate all the support. Also, um, after the website is released, guys, I will be working more on editing my YouTube channel and all that fun stuff. I know you guys keep saying something about the volume and the noise and all that stuff. First off, I appreciate those people who are telling me like, yeah, I just switched to a headset or I switched to phone just to like watch your videos, even though I can't hear them on the computer. That is dedication. I really appreciate that because I give nothing but gold on this channel, man. At least 98% of the time, I'm on point on this channel. So I really appreciate that, guys. I really appreciate the dedication to just really following my videos. That's me. That's enough of me rambling. Maybe I'll start doing giveaways in the future, depending on how this channel grows. And that's all I have. Until the next video, traders. Have a good one.